What's up guys, it's KardTrickKid, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Gan Pyraminx. Now out of the box, this Pyraminx was one of the fastest Pyraminxes I've ever felt. It was super light, but really fast. Now that wasn't necessarily a good thing. It was really hard to control, and one reason is because I got the standard version, which was my first mistake. I highly recommend you get the enhanced version for a much more stable version. Now what I did to control this cube is I did Ghost Cuber, also known as Steven Winchingham's mod to it. This cube came pre-installed with the green GES nuts and it was very loose. So what I did to tighten it, so first you have to take off the tips, where I ran into my first problem. These tips are extremely difficult to take off and I hurt my thumb when I was trying to take it off for the first time. A little tip is to dig your nail under the caps and then just pry off. And although I got the standard version, I had some Gan Pyraminx M GES nuts that I used on my Gan XS. Make sure to check out that video right there. And I wanted a really tight feel, so I installed the yellow GES nuts. However, the cube was still very flimsy, so then here's where I did the Steven Winchingham mod. In his video, he said to use some washers from a MoU cube, and the only other MoU cubes I had besides my main was my first cube, and I didn't really want to disassemble that and take away the washers. But then I remembered my MoU Waylong WRM came with all these accessories that I would never need, so then I decided to use some of the washers from that bag. So looking a little more closely at the core, this is how I stabilized the cube. So I took 4 washers from my MoU Waylong WRM accessories kit, and I put it on the core. And once you put the GES nuts on, it compresses the spring more and gives it a much more stable feel. So what I did is I put the tightest spring on and put it on the tightest settings, 0.6. And then my cube was a lot better. As for lube, I lubed this cube with a bit of heavy lube. I started by putting some weight 5 in this area. And finally, I added some of the Angstrom lubes, which gives this cube a fast and controllable feel. I really love these Angstrom lubes, they are epic. Now let's go over the cube specs. Out of the 3 versions of the Gan Pyraminx, they all have the same size, which is 96 millimeters. For the standard version, which is the cube that I got, it is 64 grams, which is extremely light. For another version like the enhanced, it is 68 grams, but not much of a weight difference. The cube is still very light. Now which version should you get? There are 3 versions, the standard, the enhanced, and the explorer. I recommend you get the enhanced. With the standard, you just get the cube and nothing else. With the explorer, you get basically the standard with just some GES nuts, so I don't recommend that. With the enhanced, you get the whole package. You get extra magnets in the cube, GES nuts, and of course the Pyraminx. Now there's a feature that the Gan Pyraminx has that no other cube has, besides, well, the Gan 11M Pro, but that's besides the point. So, the Gan Pyraminx has this core magnetic system. In the edge piece, there is a magnet, and when turning, it connects with the core magnet, which gives a feel like no other. When turning slowly on other Pyraminxes, you can hear and feel the magnetic bump. However, on the Gan, when you turn slowly, it's much more subtle, but in solves, it becomes much more stable. It also mentioned that before I did the mod, this cube popped a bunch, so that could be a deal breaker if you don't have the washers to do the mod. On this part of the video, I'm going to be comparing the Gan Pyraminx to 2 other Pyraminxes, the XMan Bell and the Mr. M.
But wait, KardTrickKid, the XMan Bell is outdated. Don't they have a Bell V2 now?
Yeah, I know, but I don't have the Bell V2, so the Bell will just have to do for now. So for the Mr. M, it kind of has the opposite problem of the Gan Pyraminx when it comes for the tips. When I'm solving, the tips tend to come off, and it's pretty annoying. I wish the Gan Pyraminx could kind of have a mix of the Mr. M and the Gan, so the tips would be a little easier to take off. Also, the caps kind of fly off sometimes, so that's a problem. As I mentioned in my last video, the Gan Pyraminx kind of made me hate other cubes because of how light it is. It made every other cube feel like a brick. It kind of did the same to Mr. M. You see, the tips also fly off a lot. After using the Bell for a while, the Mr. M felt really light, but then after using the Gan, the Mr. M felt really heavy. So it's kind of a circle of life there. I can't wait till Gan releases the Gan Air Pyraminx, where it weighs 0 grams. Now the Bell, compared to these cubes, is literal garbage. Now, this cube is still great, but it is heavy and slow compared to these other 2 cubes. Overall, I really like this Pyraminx. Although I'm not a really fast solver, this puzzle is very fun to solve on. I only average around 4 to 6 seconds, so again, I'm not world class by any means, but this puzzle is super fun to solve on. So yeah. Wait, did you hear that noise? Sounded like a Discord ping. It was. That's because you guys should join my Discord server. There will be a link in the description. There are a bunch of fun members, fun bots. Come join. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time.